there are profound differences tonight, and I look forward to engaging. But there's one thing in closing that we have in common is neither of us will be the nominee for our party in 2024.
This is my video update on this Friday afternoon, December the 1st. Let's talk about what is going on in the world today. And let's start things off with the ceasefire in Gaza that has ended today. At least that's how it appears to be, that the ceasefire, which was a 7-day ceasefire, which started out as 4 days, got stretched into, I believe, 7 days. And Friday to Friday. And today is the last day of the ceasefire, and Israel has announced that they will resume combat operations. This is what Reuters announced this morning. Israel resumed combat operations against Hamas in Gaza after accusing the Palestinian militant group of firing rockets at Israel and reneging on a deal to free all women held as hostages, violating their temporary truce. That is according to Reuters. That is why the military operations will resume once again in Gaza, though we are getting a report from various news outlets. For example, this is from TASS, which is saying that there might be another pause in the war, a pause in combat between Israel and the radical Palestinian movement. Hamas may resume despite renewed Israeli strikes on the Gaza Strip if the militants agree to release more hostages, the Washington Post reported, citing sources. Okay, so the Washington Post is saying that there might be another pause in the fighting. Of course, the Washington Post is the paper, the media outlet that is closest to the Biden White House. So that is what they are reporting. And this is all about the Biden White House and Blinken. They are working to try and get a longer pause in this conflict. The fact that it was stretched out to 7 days was because of the United States and the Biden White House extending that ceasefire, because these 7 days have been a break in what has been a catastrophic policy for the Biden White House with regards to Israel, the Middle East, Gaza, and they welcomed a break in this conflict because it's been a disaster for the Biden White House. It's been a disaster for Israel, to be honest, and of course the suffering, the horrific suffering of the people of Gaza, and the fact that the Biden White House in Israel, that they are becoming more isolated as this conflict, as this war goes on, is something that I know concerns the Biden White House. I'm positive it concerns Israel. I want to say it concerns Israel, though Netanyahu and a lot of his hardliners are very keen to resume military operations. Of course, Netanyahu, he has his own various domestic political reasons for wanting to keep this war going. But look, the Biden White House, as I've been reporting, as Alexander has been reporting, as we have been saying on the Duran, they desperately want this conflict to wind down. Their plans the neocon plans to attack Iran did not work out. The entire conflict in Israel did not work out as the Biden White House was probably thinking it would work out. They probably thought that they would conduct this war in the Middle East. It would create divisions between various countries in the Middle East. They probably thought that there would be a lot of international support for this conflict, for Israel and for the United States, and it just did not turn out that way. They probably thought that they would be able to win the information war as well, in much the same way that they dominated the information space during the first months of the conflict in Ukraine. But none of it has worked out the way they thought it was going to work out, and they want out now. Now they want out. The Biden White House definitely wants out. And we even have a report that came out from the Times of Israel with the title, Blinken said to tell Israel to change strategy for southern Gaza, suggest it won't have months to win war. That is what this article is reporting from the Times of Israel. The first paragraph says, according to leaked remarks from today's War Cabinet meeting, attended by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, Blinken told Israel it cannot operate in southern Gaza in the way it has done in the north, a presumed reference to the heavy air bombardment and crushing ground operation, and indicated that Israel has weeks, not months, to complete its declared mission of destroying Hamas. So that is according to the Times of Israel. Blinken, he is working to try and extend the ceasefire and try to get this thing to wind down. Keep in mind that you have a Biden re-election. If you believe that Biden's going to be the candidate, I think it's too late now, and they have to go with Biden, unless of course something happens to Biden. But at this moment in time, I think it's Biden that's going to be the Democrat nominee for 2024. But that's weighing heavily on not only the Biden White House, but especially for people like Sullivan, the fact that this war in Israel has severely damaged the Biden White House with regards to the presidential election. I am positive that Sullivan is very concerned. Anyway, do you want me to read some of this exchange between Blinken and Netanyahu and various Israeli officials? It's not very long. Let me read it to you. What was said at this meeting, this strategy meeting. So the Times of Israel, they say that Blinken's reported remarks are quoted only in a Hebrew translation by Channel 12 News and have been translated back into English. So here is what Blinken said. You can't operate in southern Gaza in the way you did in the north. There are 2 million Palestinians there. You need to evacuate fewer people from their homes, be more accurate in the attacks, not hit UN facilities, and ensure that there are enough protected areas for civilians. And if not, then to attack where there is a civilian population. What is your system of operation? And the IDF chief, Halevi, he said, we follow a number of principles: proportionality, distinction, and the laws of war. There were instances where we attacked on the basis of those principles, and instances where we decided not to attack because we waited for a better opportunity. Then the defense minister, Gallant, said the entire Israeli society is united behind the goal of dismantling Hamas, even if it takes months. And then Blinken said this: I don't think you have the credit for that. The secretary also reportedly pressed the cabinet over Israel's plans for a post-war Gaza. Blinken said, you don't want the Palestinian Authority on the day after. We understand that. The best way to kill an idea is to bring a better idea. The other states in the region need to know what you are planning. And Netanyahu said, as long as I'm sitting in this chair, the Palestinian Authority, which supports, educates, and finances terror, will not rule Gaza on the day after Hamas. So I think you can see the tension there between Blinken, Netanyahu, and the Netanyahu administration. Blinken wants to see a plan. They don't have a plan. Blinken is telling them that Israel basically doesn't have the political capital, I guess would be the word to use. They don't have the capital to run this war for months, maybe weeks. And Netanyahu says that there is going to be no Palestinian Authority, he says, that's going to be running Gaza, which is an interesting statement. Palestinian Authority. will not rule Gaza on the day after Hamas. And we know that Blinken wants some sort of international peacekeeping force, mostly consisting of the United States, the UK, Germany, and he's trying to get some Arab states on board with his peacekeeping solution. But yeah, you can see the tension. You can definitely see the tension, and no doubt about it, the Biden White House, their big problem right now is Netanyahu. That's their problem with regards to trying to wind down the war in Israel and in Gaza. Anyway, that's the update there. Let's see if they manage. Let's see if Blinken and the Biden White House manages to get another pause in the hostilities. I think that if and when the bombing of Gaza continues, it's going to get very bad for Israel. It's going to get very bad for the United States. I think the world is not going to stomach any more of the photos and images that hit the interwebs that we saw over the first month of this war. That's just my own personal take on this. So let's shift gears and talk about. Well, let me talk quickly about a story that happened yesterday, right after I finished recording my video. I learned of this story with regards to Maria Zakharova, the Kremlin spokeswoman. I read about her. I'm trying to think if I want to walk somewhere. Yeah, let's walk up this way. I read the story about Maria Zakharova, who was traveling with Lavrov and the Russian Foreign Ministry as they were going to attend the ODYSEE meeting in Skopje. And I talked about Lavrov's speech at this meeting. But the plane en route to Skopje was going to travel over Bulgaria, and Bulgaria would not allow the plane carrying Maria Zakharova, as well as, I imagine, Lavrov and everyone in the Russian Foreign Ministry. They wouldn't allow it over Bulgarian airspace because Zakharova is on the sanctions list. And so they had to, the plane had to do a detour, and it had to fly over Greece, I believe Greece, to get to Skopje. One second. Yeah, it had to fly. It had to detour via Turkey and Greece, according to TASS, to get to Skopje because Bulgaria closed its airspace. And Maria Zakharova was furious. I imagine Russia is and was furious at Bulgaria. Bulgaria is, I don't know what they're doing, man. They are playing a very, very risky, dangerous game with Russia. Very risky, very dangerous, and Russia's not going to forget this. Bulgaria is seems like the leadership in Bulgaria is losing its mind, wanting to please their Brussels collective West globalist masters. They're really, really playing a very risky, dangerous game with Russia. Zakharova was absolutely pissed off. You could tell by her comments. Let me pull it up here, one sec. Commenting on the diplomatic incident, Zakharova denounced what she called evil stupidity of Russophobes. For the first time in our history, authorities have banned not an airplane, but a person on that airplane from being in the sky. This is what she wrote on Telegram on Thursday. A plane may fly over Bulgaria, but Maria Zakharova in that plane may not, she added, citing the message from Sofia. The spokeswoman went on to suggest that the dangerous stupidity was caused by intrigues in the Bulgarian leadership, stressing that the decision was a flagrant violation of international law. She recalled that the issue is regulated by the 1944 Convention of International Civil Aviation, which defines the territory of a state as its land and sea territories, but not its airspace. Thus, the already illegal EU sanctions did not apply to the nonstop flights on an aircraft with a person barred from entering the territory of that state, Zakharova concluded. The official also chided her Bulgarian counterparts for failing to understand that Russia could take similar measures against numerous sanctioned NATO officials. And did they think about creating a dangerous world precedent? I think not, she added. Echoing Zakharova, Kremlin spokesman Peskov called Bulgaria's move absurd, urging Sofia to do its best to maintain sobriety. Bulgaria, Bulgaria, what are you doing, man? What are you guys doing? Oh boy. So you could tell that Zakharova was upset. She is angry. Russia's not going to forget this. So let's now talk about Project Ukraine. Let's move on to Project Ukraine here, and we have this article from The Economist with the title, Putin seems to be winning the war in Ukraine for now. His biggest asset is Europe's lack of strategic vision. And then you see the photo of Putin with gears. He looks like a mix between, I don't even know, a mix between Terminator and the Rolex watch or something. Did I not say that Putin is the AI? Did I not say that? Is The Economist watching my videos when I use the term the Putin? Guys, this is the Putin. The Economist has visualized the Putin. I think they're watching my videos. Incredible. An incredible picture from The Economist. Putin is the AI. He is the Putin. I want your clothes, your boots, your jacket, and your motorcycle. Okay, so the article's long and it's everything that we've been talking about. Putin bad, EU good, but the EU's not giving enough money and weapons and wonder weapons and fighter jets and tanks and Death Stars and laser guns and puppy dogs and ice cream and money, more money and more money, and get into NATO and put Ukraine into NATO and give Ukraine the gold medal in every Olympic competition and give them Eurovision for the next 20 years and ban Russia here, ban Russia there. It's just basically everything that we've been talking about. But it comes to the conclusion, is Putin winning the war? Yeah, he's been winning from day one. Sorry to break the news to you, Economist. Russia, not even the Putin, Russia has been winning this war before it even started. It definitely won the war when it defeated the sanctions part of the war that was waged against it by the collective West. Once the sanctions war was won, it was over. It was over. Decisively over, I would say. So Zelensky, he visited the front lines the other day. He traveled to Zaporozhye and he held meetings on fortifications, according to the Kiev Independent. During his work trip to Zaporozhye, President Zelensky held a meeting on building fortifications on main defensive lines and in regions bordering Russia and Belarus. Basically, what is happening is Ukraine is going to go on to defense. They're going to go into defensive mode. That's it. No more offensive. That's all over. Ukraine doesn't have the military, doesn't have the manpower, it doesn't have the weapons, it doesn't have the morale. It can't go on any offensive. And all it can do now is to try and build fortifications and to try and hold a defensive position. That's it. That is it. Conserve what little manpower and whatever weapons it has. and to try and wait for more money and more weapons from the collective West. But more, you can get those things. More money, more weapons, you can get those things. But more people, more soldiers, that's the big problem. That is the big problem that Ukraine faces. So we are getting ever closer to some sort of a resolution to this conflict. This is a big deal. The fact that Zelensky is now saying a defensive position. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. All right. So let's now talk about another admission from Zelensky. Oh wow! Check it out. That's the Dukes of Hazzard car. The General Lee. Check it out, guys. Let me see if I can get this on video. That's the General Lee. Dukes of Hazzard car in Greece. Oh man. I bet you never expected to see that. Oh my God, am I recording? Yeah, I'm recording. Wow. Bo and Luke Duke, Daisy Duke in Greece. Oh man, that was awesome. Did you guys catch that? Boy, I hope I caught that on video. I feel like that was like a once in a lifetime moment. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy Friday here in Athens. Let's see. Yeah, so Zelensky, another mission from Zelensky is that Ukraine may not get into NATO. Ukraine may not get into NATO. That is what Zelensky said as he was visiting the front lines. Zelensky admits Ukraine may never join NATO. Members of the US-led bloc have stated on numerous occasions that it's still not the right time to accept Kiev. This is what Zelensky said, and I quote, "We don't know how it will turn out. No one will be able to answer that for sure. Either we will be in NATO or we won't be in NATO. We want to, but," the Ukrainian president responded to a question. That was his response. Maybe we will be in NATO or we won't be in NATO. We want to, but give me money. Reality. That is reality smacking Zelensky, bam, right in the face. That is reality smacking him in the face. It's Zelensky finally, maybe he's finally starting to understand that Boris Johnson deceived him. He got duped by Boris Johnson when Boris said, "I'll give you all the money, all the weapons, whatever you need for as long as it takes, and we will defeat Russia. We will definitely defeat Russia." So Zelensky goes to the front lines. He basically announces that Ukraine can't go on the offensive. They're going to start to build defensive fortifications. And then he says that NATO, probably not going to happen. Do you think that maybe Zelensky is finally waking up to the fact that he got duped? Maybe. Probably not. Probably not. I think he definitely understands that he's in a bind. He's in big trouble. I think he actually knows it. So the EU, who are still trying to convince Zelensky to fight on, the EU, they're about to announce their 12th sanctions package, or their 212th sanctions package against Russia. And before they announce to the world this new sanctions package that will increase Russia's growth by 12%, the EU, they want to make a trip to China on December 6th and 7th, right? They want to go to China, or 7th and 8th of December. Vander Crazy, Jungle Joseph, Michelle, all of these guys, all of these characters, they want to travel to Beijing and get this. They want to demand that Xi Jinping stop helping Russia circumvent sanctions. The EU is going to China with a demand. And if China refuses that demand, then the European Union is threatening that they're going to publicly name and shame 13 companies, Chinese companies, that help Russia circumvent EU sanctions. That's going to be the demand, the stick that Ursula is going to bring to Xi Jinping. No joke. That is what they're going to go to Beijing to do. Unbelievable stuff, huh? The EU estimates that China is responsible for 70% of the circumvention it sees, with high-tech products made in Europe ending up on the Ukrainian battlefield via the world's second largest economy. She's talking about washing machines. That's what she's talking about, man. No joke. She's talking about washing machines and the chips in the washing machines making their way to Russia, and Russia using those chips to power up their tanks and their drones and their airplanes. And Ursula can't let it go. She cannot let that speech go. Unbelievable. She made that speech. When did she make that speech? A year and 3 months ago, when she said that Russia's economy is in tatters. And Russia's using washing machines, and they're taking the chips out of the washing machines to power up their fighter jets. That was like a year and 3 months ago. And she still can't let it go. Ursula is searching for the washing machine chips. That's what she's searching for. I gotta find those chips in the washing machine. I know they're there. I know Russia's using chips in washing machines. I gotta find them. So now she's gonna go all the way to Beijing, and she's going to demand that China stop sending the washing machines to Putin. To the Putin. Oh man. Yeah. China's gonna crush the EU if the EU decides to mess with China. You better believe it that China's gonna demolish the EU if the EU decides to launch some sort of economic war or some name and shame 13 Chinese companies. I think they may even sanction these 13 Chinese companies. Boy, is that going to be a very, very stupid and destructive move on the part of Vander Crazy and Jungle Joseph, Michelle. But they have no reverse gear. They can't stop. Ursula is obsessed. She is obsessed looking for those washing machine chips. Where are those washing machine chips? I know they're here somewhere. Where are they? I gotta be here somewhere. Where are those chips? Gotta find those chips. I know Russia's economy is in tatters. It reminds me of like those TV shows or movies where someone just gets so obsessed with something they go crazy, and then like the next shot in the movie is that person in like an institution, and they're in a straitjacket, and they're like, but I swear I saw the chips. I saw those washing machine chips. I swear, I know I saw them. Tatters. I know it. Tatters. That's going to be how Ursula ends up. Let it go. Let it go, Ursula. Let it go. What did Sean Connery tell Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade? What did he tell Harrison Ford? As Harrison Ford, the last scene, he's reaching for the cup, the Holy Grail. And Sean Connery looks at Indy and he says, let it go. Let it go. And then Indiana let it go. And he grabbed onto his father's hand and he got pulled up. And then Elsa, the the NAZI spy, she jumped in after the cup. And then Indiana was like, Elsa, let it go. And she couldn't let it go. And I hope I didn't spoil the movie for everybody. Spoiler alert. I'm sure everyone's seen The Last Crusade by now. Anyway, let's see. The European Union. We have two countries that are rebelling against Queen Ursula. First, we have Slovakia and Mr. Fico. According to the Kiev Independent, Slovakia should prepare for normalization of relations with Russia. This is what Mr. Fico said the other day. So I think he knows something. I think he knows where the trajectory of the conflict is heading towards. And he wants to prepare his country for business again with Russia. Business with the victor, with the country that's winning and is going to win. Makes sense to me. Absolutely makes sense. And then you have this Politico article. I love the title of this article. Putin's buddy, Orban, pushes EU to the brink over Ukraine. Putin's buddy, Orban. It's his buddy. Check out the red choo-choo train. All kinds of interesting vehicles on the streets of Athens today, huh? The Athens train. My baby takes the morning train. Sometimes when you just sit down and just watch, like people watch, you see all kinds of interesting things. So yeah, I just like the title of that article. Putin's buddy, Orban. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, Orban. How come they never say something like, I don't know, Biden's buddy, Sunak? How come they never say something like Biden's buddy, Olaf Scholz? Scholz's buddy, Trudeau. Trudeau, you idiot. Hey, Olaf, you're my buddy. Trudeau, you idiot. I'm not your buddy. Oh, boy. All right, let's wrap up this video. I'm doing good on time. Javier Milei, the soon-to-be president of Argentina, his administration, his foreign minister, soon-to-be foreign minister, Mondino, she said that Argentina will not join BRICS. That's what she said the other day. No BRICS for Argentina. Incoming Foreign Minister Mondino emphasizes non-alignment in international relations, rejecting BRICS membership. Foreign Minister Mondino prioritizes multilateralism over BRICS alignment, shaping Argentina's diplomatic future. So, check out Emil Cosman's video where he discusses Miss Mondino, and he does kind of a deep dive, I guess, into who this foreign minister, incoming foreign minister is, her background, education in, I think, 3 schools in the United States. I think Emil said Notre Dame and I want to say Columbia and Yale. Definitely Yale and Notre Dame. And she's talking about multilateralism. She was just in the U.S. and Argentina's going to get all kinds of IMF help and stuff like that. Well, multilateralism is a lie. Milei's not seeking multilateralism. He's seeking full alignment with the United States, and even to the point of using the dollar. And IMF, meeting with Janet Yellen and getting the IMF involved. Yeah, Greece has had experience with the IMF. Let's just say that it was not good. It was not good at all. That's not good at all for Argentina. But hey, I hope that they have a plan to help Argentina, and if it means no BRICS, then as long as Argentina can get stronger as a country, then it's all good. But I don't know. The minute you start talking about the IMF, that makes me nervous. Very, very nervous. So what else? Trump gave a speech the other day, and Trump said, you'll know where that money is going when you see 400-foot yachts pulling up to the docks. And Trump was talking about all of the corruption in the Biden White House, specifically all the money that the Biden White House has given to Project Ukraine. And I talked about this in my video yesterday. So my question is the Don watching my videos? Did he watch my video from yesterday where I talked about the corruption in Ukraine and how in the next 2, 3, 5 years, we're going to see all kinds of, there used to be something up here, but not anymore. In the next, what was I saying? In the next 2, 3, 5 years, we're going to see all kinds of new millionaires and billionaires just kind of pop up. And Trump, the other day in a speech, he said the same thing. He said the same thing. You'll know where that money is going when you see 400-foot yachts pulling up to the docks. All the money given to Project Ukraine, and not only Project Ukraine, but mostly Project Ukraine. 200 billion, 300 billion, 400 billion, who knows? We've never had an audit. But all that money is going to create all kinds of multi-millionaires and billionaires, not only oligarchs in Ukraine, but you're going to see oligarchs in the European Union and oligarchs in the United States. A lot of wealthy people are going to be pulling up with their 400-foot yachts in all kinds of interesting destinations. So let's do a clown world and we'll wrap this video up. And we go back to the OSCE for this clown world. And Annalena Baerbock, she spoke to all of the attendees at the OSCE meeting. And there was one attendee that was not in the room to listen to Annalena's speech. And that was one Russian Foreign Minister, Sergei Lavrov. And this annoyed Annalena. She said, and I quote, "The head of the Russian Foreign Ministry appears in the hall only when he speaks and not to listen to others." So yeah, Lavrov was not in attendance to listen to Annalena 360. Why not? Why not? Lavrov has better things to do with his time than to listen to Annalena. Not that Annalena's going to say anything worth listening to, but it would have been good for Lavrov at least to be in attendance, because Annalena would have said some funny stuff, and I'm sure Lavrov would have gotten a laugh out of some of the stuff that Annalena was to say during the speech at the OSCE. So Annalena got upset that Lavrov snubbed her. Annalena 360. He did a 360 degrees. Annalena, this tweet says. Yeah. Remember when Baerbock made that comment? The 360 degrees comment? That was so funny. The camera, there's a close-up on Annalena's face when she says the 360 degrees. And you can tell from the look on her face. I'll find the video and I'll put it up right now so everyone can see it. But you can tell from her face that Annalena, when she said 360 degrees, you can tell that she was trying to do the math in her head. You can tell she's like 360 degrees, 180, 90 degrees, 180 plus 90, 180 plus 180, 360. You can tell that the numbers were crunching in her head. That's a classic. That is a classic. All right, everybody, that's the video. Duran.locals.com. We are on Rumble, ODYSEE, BitChute, Telegram, Rockfin, and Twitter X. And go to the Duran shop. 10%, 20% off. Use the code TheDuran20. Take care.